Hi everyone, welcome back to part 4 of my annual program for a college level gymnast. Let's get started. Okay, so in this part we're going to be talking about the off-season mesocycles. Um, so we really only have two mesocycles that deal with the off-season, but I'm going to kind of combine the two of them and make it like one big macrocycle. So two mesocycles, but one macrocycle of about 7 weeks. So in the beginning of off season, this is typically around May. The athletes are pretty worn out from the season. A lot of them have injuries or pains that they have been sustaining over the course of the competition season, just so that they can finish out the season strong. So when the season ends, it's really common for gymnasts to want to just jump back in to competing, the competition mindset, and rush into learning new skills and doing strength, flexibility, cardio, all of these new things, starting to learn new skills. And this can often hurt gymnasts more than help them. It puts them at an increased risk of injury, and one thing we don't want to do in the off season is to get injured, because that would ruin the upcoming competition season. So the most important thing in the first 2 weeks of the off season is rest, rest, rest. Can't stress that enough. So it's recommended that the gymnasts take about 2 weeks off, just no workouts, just complete rest. Just to let their bodies recover from this off season, and get them prepared to start again after these 2 weeks are up. Also during this, it's very important to do assessments of the individual and see where they're at, especially if they have had an injury. So movement screenings are really popular to see, look at their entire body and see where they're moving the best, where they need some improvements, and just get an overall baseline for the athlete. And rehab, especially if they have an injury, is very important, and prehab to get them kind of adjusted out of the competition season, and then get them prepared for just the beginning of starting to train again. So ramping up for the season. So this is when they will start training again. And so the big thing on here is, how do we approach this? What do we do for athletes? Because like I said, we don't want to start at doing things super quickly. So intensities, we don't want to start at a super high intensity. We want to start low intensity with high reps, to get their bodies back moving and feeling good, getting into the routine of working out. It's also really important to educate the gymnasts if they're starting, for example, a new strength program, which a lot of them do. It's really important to educate about the techniques and the proper ways to do these exercises, and the proper way to perform them, so that they're not injuring themselves trying to do something that they're not used to. Again, technique, it's a huge thing. If you do the wrong type of technique, you could very easily injure yourself. So it's just basic training during these first 2 weeks, or the second 2 weeks after the full 2 weeks of rest. So starting to get into the groove. This is the next 3 weeks. It's filled with increases in intensity and lower reps. So if they've been doing, for example, like 5 sets of 15 reps, they'll decrease to like 3 sets of 10, but do it at a higher intensity. We want to try to help to start building their endurance up. So jumping down a little bit on this list, aerobic workouts are really important to get the heart and the lungs used to breathing more and keeping that oxygen flowing during practices and getting ready for competition, because a lot of the times practices will be 2-3 hours long, and if you're feeling tired after the first hour, well, that's not really where we want you to be. New skills would be introduced if the athlete decides that they want to add a new skill, or if they want to level up. for the next season. This is where they decide if they want to do that, and if they want to stay at the same that they've been doing, or if they want to go higher. In this 3 week time, it's going to be about 50% of general strength, meaning like push-ups, sit-ups, ab workouts, core, stuff like that. And then 50% of like actual gymnastics exercises, so handstands, rope climbing, handstand push-ups, stuff like that, to get them back in the groove. And then the days will be heavy, medium, light, or heavy, light, medium. Just kind of rotating those out so that they're not doing super heavy days back to back to back. And then every day we want to work on beam and bar, as these can be a little bit more difficult, and then alternate floor and vault. And again, if the athlete decides they want to learn a new skill on a specific thing, then they can start incorporating that into those areas, or the area that is specific for them. And then the overall goals, for my athlete, we want to definitely increase strength. She does want to add that new skill in there, so start working on that and level up her routine, just make it overall better, to get those higher scores and to get in the mindset of the competition season, and really in the mindset of this whole season being about the team and the individual, not just herself, because gymnastics really is a team sport. All of the scores combine to make your team score what it is. So if everybody's working together and pushing each other and helping each other, encouragement, that'll make life a heck of a lot easier for everyone. So that is part 4. Hope you enjoy. Bye.